Spider-Man Brand New Day releases this July in cinemas, but what do you need to watch to actually understand the film? Let's discuss. Hello and welcome back to the channel, or if you're new then welcome on in. My name is Jay. I am so happy that you've decided to join us. In this video I'm going to be going through a range of Marvel media that I think you should be watching in order to prepare for Spider-Man Brand New Day, which releases in cinemas the 31st of July this year. Before we get started, I would really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button along with the bell so you're notified when I post a new video. I've got a lot more coming out. With that aside, let's get into it. Okay, so starting off with those essential titles, and the only ones that I have in this category that I think you absolutely need to have seen before seeing Brand New Day are the original Tom Holland Spider-Man films. So we've got Spider-Man Homecoming, we've got Spider-Man Far From Home, and the most recent installment, Spider-Man No Way Home. Also, I should note that in Spider-Man Homecoming, that is where we see the origin of Michael Mando's Scorpion, who is confirmed to reprise his role in Brand New Day. The story of Peter Parker is continuing off of these titles, so it makes complete sense that you're going to have seen these to fully understand his journey. So please check them out if you've not already done so. Moving on to the recommended titles, I've got a range of different suggestions. Obviously, you need to have seen Tom Holland's original Spider-Man films, which I've already gone over, but you should also be checking out his other appearances in films where he's in, even if the story doesn't primarily revolve around him. With that in mind, you should probably be checking out his introduction when he came into Captain America Civil War, alongside his appearances in Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame. For me, they're all 5-star movies, so yeah, it's an enjoyable ride and no excuse not to check those ones out too. Of course, Peter Parker's not the only returning Marvel character that we've got in Brand New Day. Moving away from the original Spider-Man characters, we have John Bernthal's The Punisher, aka Frank Castle. If you want to track his entire character journey, then he was first introduced way back in Daredevil Season 2. Obviously, if you're going to check that out, it doesn't really make sense if you've not seen Daredevil before to jump in halfway through a series, so check out Season 1, then go into Season 2, where Frank first appears. He then has a spin-off show, well, his own show, a two-season series called The Punisher, and appears again in the Daredevil follow-up show, Daredevil Born Again. So a whole range of shows to check out there if you want to see everything that Frank has appeared in. He's also going to have his own special presentation that premieres on, I believe it's the 12th of May, a week after the Daredevil Born Again Season 2 finale. It's called The Punisher One Last Kill, and I'm sure they have put that out purposefully so you've got a really good understanding, especially audience who have never seen him before. So the audiences have got a good understanding of who Frank Castle is. So also check out The Punisher One Last Kill, again, releasing the 12th of May. Also, in Daredevil Born Again, there is a character called Sheila Rivera, portrayed by Sabrina Guevara, and as we see in the Brand New Day trailer, she has reprised her role, seemingly now the mayor, so Born Again, definitely something you should be checking out. Now for the third category, the helpful titles. Undoubtedly, it's going to be helpful if you've seen all the original existing Spider-Man films. The MCU is going to have new iterations of these characters and plot lines, maybe ones we haven't seen before, but certainly drawn on iterations or versions that we've seen in the past. With that in mind, check out Sam Raimi's original Spider-Man trilogy that Tobey Maguire starred in. So you've got Spider-Man, Spider-Man 2, and Spider-Man 3, and then move on to Mark Webb's Spider-Man trilogy, which featured Andrew Garfield as Peter Parker. You've got The Amazing Spider-Man and The Amazing Spider-Man 2. You could also check out Sony's Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse if you want to have a really comprehensive understanding. Also, if you've seen the Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer, you'll have seen that Mark Ruffalo's Bruce Banner, aka the Hulk, is going to be appearing. I feel like most people are familiar with who that is compared to someone like Frank Castle, who's mostly been, or has only ever appeared previously on TV rather than the big budget films. I would recommend, if you wanted to learn a little bit more about the Hulk and you've not really seen much of him before, 2008's The Incredible Hulk, even though he's played by Edward Norton, a different actor, it's the same character. 2008's The Incredible Hulk, 2012's The Avengers, 2014's Age of Ultron, and then 2017's Thor Ragnarok. He appears in all of those and has got pretty significant roles. He also appears in Infinity War and Endgame, but I've already talked about them. He also appears in She-Hulk Attorney at Law, which is also available on Disney+. Again, he's only in a few episodes, and this is a reason I put it in the helpful category. If you've not seen this show, it doesn't really matter. You're not going to have any problems in understanding what he's getting up to in Brand New Day. She-Hulk does explain why he's got the inhibitor on his wrist and what that does, but again, only check it out if you've got the time. This is a lot of stuff I'm listing off, and it's really just in case you want a comprehensive list on everything you need to know. The Brand New Day trailer has also featured some red ninjas, which many are presuming to be the villainous organization The Hand. If you're not aware, the Hand was the overarching villains in the Defenders series, so in shows like Daredevil that I've talked about, that originally aired on Netflix and are now available on Disney Plus. If you want to be familiar with them, then as I say, Daredevil is a good place to start. And I would also recommend checking out Iron Fist season one and season two because they play a critical role in that show as well. As well as this, they appear in the crossover series The Defenders, and at that point you'd be as well checking out Jessica Jones and Luke Cage as well, but that has way too many series for this list, and the Hand themselves don't appear in those shows. If you want to just study the Hand and see what they're all about, then I would recommend Daredevil, Iron Fist, and then The Defenders. If you're watching The Defenders, hopefully you don't mind skipping out on Jessica Jones and Luke Cage, who also appear in that show. Of course, if you want to watch them, by all means. I do want to note that I said that the Hand appears in Daredevil. There's actually rumours that Charlie Cox himself, who plays the masked vigilante, is going to be appearing in Spider-Man Brand New Day. He has he has denied such rumours, though nothing has been officially confirmed yet. We've not seen the movie, and I'm sure if he's in that trailer, he may have been edited out to keep the surprise. So if you want to be fully prepared, Daredevil is, in my opinion, really, really recommended to be a title that you check out. It's got the Punisher, it's got Daredevil, and the Hand. Pretty critical. Finally, we have the maybe pile, and it is a big maybe. Obviously, we know that Sadie Sink is playing a mystery character in Spider-Man Brand New Day, and the rumours are, although nothing's confirmed, that she may in fact be Jean Grey, aka the Dark Phoenix of the X-Men franchise. As of now, we don't know if that's true, but if you want to familiarize yourself, with previous iterations of that character, then you could check out her major appearances in Fox's X-Men, X2, and X3 The Last Stand, as well as X-Men Apocalypse and Dark Phoenix. I was about to say X-Men Dark Phoenix, but I think it's just called Dark Phoenix, strangely. That is all of the titles that I recommend checking out in preparation for Spider-Man Brand New Day. At the end of the day, you can decide how much or how little you want to watch. You could probably go into this movie having seen none of the things that I've listed on this list, but I'm guessing the reason you're here is because you want to do your homework and catch up on at least some of the titles that are going to be helpful for going into this movie. If you want to check out the best order to watch either all or just some of the titles that you've selected from my list, I am going to link the MCU timeline video that I made. It's listed in the description below and then somewhere around this screen. A little link to it will be made available. Go into that video, it's got everything in the MCU multiverse. Just pick out the titles that you've decided you want to watch, and you can watch them in order, so hopefully everything makes sense to you. Also, as a side note, I know I've not listed every title that a character that's appearing in Spider-Man Brand New Day might have appeared in the past, but the list is already big enough, and I didn't feel like things such as the Iron Man 3 post-credit scene where Bruce Banner is featured is really necessary viewing. So yeah, and there may be more appearances. I've tried to keep the list as condensed as possible, but again, it's already a big list. On that note, thank you very much for watching this video. A little reminder, subscribing really helps me out, and so does leaving a like on the video. Thank you so much, and I will see you next time. Bye.